Hey everyone, it's Rachel, Oracle spiritual healer and teacher. Today we're going to look at the energy forecast for the week of April 21st. And I was just tuning in to see what they wanted to show me for this week. And I'm recording this early. Actually, I'm recording this about a week early because my schedule does not allow for me to record this a little bit closer to the week of the 21st. So what they were showing me is that there's going to be a shift on Wednesday. So that's April 23rd, a shift in energy. And so I looked up what celestial events or astrological events are taking place on the 23rd. And what's taking place that day is the sun is going to be in the sign of Aries, and that's going to be square Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. And anytime there's a square there, that's tension, and it's an opportunity for like a lesson or growth to take place, right? It's a so square is always something that um, can feel difficult, right? It's not easy. There's not a flow. So Pluto and Capricorn. Pluto is the death and rebirth, is transformation, and Capricorn are our structures. So there, with Pluto in Capricorn, it's still this energy of things breaking down, systems breaking down, so that they can be rebuilt eventually. They're not necessarily they're not in the rebuilding stage right now. They're still in the stage of being torn apart. So with the sun in Aries, right, the sun shines a light. Aries being the leader, taking things in new directions is what they're telling me. And of course it's Aries is a fire sign, so it's that it's the illumination, but it's the destruction and the sort of intensity of energy. So we have the sun in Aries, so it's bringing in new ideas, new pathway forward. Having that tension be with uh, Pluto in Capricorn. So the death of our systems, the collapse of our systems. So there's tension here of moving forward into these new directions and our systems breaking down. So what they were showing me again was this shift that takes place on Wednesday, where, sort of leading up to it, sort of same energy, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, shift Wednesday. And that energy shift on Wednesday will continue. So that pattern or that frequency will continue to take place into the rest of the week. So I want to pull cards on this because, some people have sort of mentioned that that's a sort of energy that a volcano or an earthquake can take place, not a volcano. An earthquake can take place, which could be triggered by, other things. So I just want to get a little bit more clarity on what's taking place on Wednesday. Yeah, there we go. Initiation by fire. Maybe that's the volcano. But so fire would be the sun. The fire would be the Aries. So there feels like there's a lot of tension that day. And again, transformation, a window of transformation, things coming up, not feeling great, but also necessary that day. Okay, they want me to keep pulling. this wisdom, second ray of wisdom. So I need to fill into what that is. Yeah, what they're saying, this has to do with clearing things out, to make space for the new frequencies coming in, new systems coming in. And this is a multi-step process of things collapsing, deteriorating, and at the same time, the truth of these systems coming forward, that they're not working. Most of the systems we have in place right now, whether they're governmental systems or systems that are in place to help people, aren't actually helping people. Um, Things aren't running smoothly. um, and so it is all it's all happening so that things are rebuilt in a way, restructured in a way that they're actually doing what they're meant to do. So that's more of this information coming through. So making space for this new energy, the new frequencies to come through. And again, that's not necessarily happening on Wednesday. That's not happening on Wednesday, but the collapsing, the things being broken up, torn down, is to make space for that. I want to look into the possibility of this sort of volcano earthquake, because that volcano is a slip of a tongue. That's not what it's not sort of astrologically what is being said around this. It's more of an earthquake. But it's funny that the fire card came up. Yeah, just trust the process. Don't allow yourself to get scared or too worried. And I know that's happening for many people. Adventure. This is about new horizons coming forward. And for anyone that feels like, what's happening is overwhelming and you're wondering when it's going to be over. There is a big shift taking place in June that will help with this sort of feeling of overwhelm. And when is it going to shift? When's it going to be over? But this is new horizons. Again, this is the change. Okay, specifically about the volcano or earthquake. Okay, let me tune into it another way. Because it could be a metaphorical earthquake, metaphorical volcano, not necessarily physical, although Aries is more of the physical realm. Yeah, Pluto has to do with physical systems, but again, it's anything that happens in the physical realm also is happening spiritually too. It's happening in these subtle layers of our existence as well. So let me just tune into that more. Yeah, it feels like there's going to be more than one thing. It feels like seismic activity. It feels volcanic. And it could be in these places that is very common. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily somewhere new with the volcanic energy. The seismic energy, yeah, it feels like it's in two different places. So let's see what happens on Wednesday. It's definitely there. And whether it's a big sort of event that I don't know. They're not showing me that. But I do see activity taking place. hmm I'm also going to do a video specifically on a message from the earth, because I got this guy was speaking to me maybe last week and asking me to do a video, a message about what she wanted to bring through. So I'm gonna do that as well. I'm gonna post that if I haven't already. I'm not always sure when I decide to post things and release them, but I will do a video on what she wants to bring through. Okay, let me check in with the rest of the week. Temptation. Oh, yeah. Okay. That has to do with it's going to be a volatile week. A lot happening. So the temptation part has to do with those who are sort of self-involved, making decisions regarding themselves and their own sort of promotion, their own sort of well-being, not considering other people, and being tempted to do more of the same. Even though they know it's not right, even though they know that they could get caught and there are consequences that they could potentially face, there's a temptation to keep going because they've gotten away with a certain amount thus far. So we will see that, small scales, large scales, but that's coming up this week. Finding your voice, speaking up. And this is just going to increase people speaking up around things that they don't feel is right, that aren't working, that need to change. So everything you've seen, especially in the news about, you know, people doing this very thing, speaking up, it's not going to go away. It's going to continue. It's going to increase and increase and increase until things start to change. This isn't sort of a moment in time. This is going to, the momentum is increasing. The momentum is increasing around all this. Okay, one more card. And this is a funny card. Riddle me this. That has to do with when things are feeling challenging, or you're feeling uncertain about things. How can you sort of discover your path within it, discover your answers within it, when the world doesn't make any sense? Or when it doesn't make any sense, you can't make any sort of logical sense around it. How do you find your way forward through it, around it, beyond it? So that'll be important, especially for those people who are feeling sort of very energized and inspired from what's happening in the world, to find their way through it, around it, over it. Um, yeah, yeah. All right, friends. That's our message for this week. And thank you for watching. Please consider liking or subscribing if you have not yet. And I'll see you all soon.